me timbers!
Welcome, Buccaneers, to the Pixel Pirate Plays. This is your host, the Pixel Pirate, bringing you daily first impressions on the latest and greatest indie games. Today on the show, we are taking a look at a game called Like a Rogue. Like a Rogue is developed by Rogue.Games, and you can currently pick it up on the 7-day roguelike challenge website. This was, of course, part of the roguelike challenge roguelike challenge jam, I guess. And what is it? Well, it's a roguelike, of course, and you go around and kill stuff. So what interested me about this game was its Game Boy graphics. If you ever owned an original Game Boy, then you would know this kind of looks similar to the graphics that you had on that, i.e. 8-bit. Okay, so we've got our first weapon here. Now, you get items, of course you get weapons, you get different kinds of weapons too. I think I have, so far in my playthroughs, gotten two types of swords. You also get keys, which unlock doors, you get money, and finally you get matches, which is what you use to actually light these torches. So you have a finite amount of matches, which means you can only actually light a finite amount of torches. And here is our first goblin. We're gonna stab the goblin, and you die now. Ha ha ha. And we got a health potion there. So sometimes enemies drop health potions, sometimes they're just in the world, like this one was. And we got a match out of him. Because we're in full health, we can't pick that up. Alright, what's in here? Oh, another goblin. Now, one bad thing about the game, and I say bad subjectively because it is a roguelike, but the game is not procedurally generated. You just go through the game and kill stuff on the same map over and over. I mean each playthrough, not each level. Each level is different, but they're the same for every playthrough, if that makes sense. I'm going to light this so I know where I've been and where I haven't been. And I have certainly been here, so I'm just going to have a look around here and make sure that I am going the right way. Yes, so really, if you want to get strict about things, this is not a roguelike, this is actually a dungeon crawler. Now, a lot of roguelikes are in fact dungeon crawlers, of course, but they are also procedurally generated and have permanent death. This game has permanent death, but it does not have procedural generation. So I don't consider this a roguelike. Of course, the people who run this kill that dude. The people who run this jam or the competition did, I guess. So you know, more power to them. Doesn't mean it's not a good game. It is a good game for what it is, considering it was made in 1 week. Dear me, choked on nothing. But having said that, yeah, it's not really a roguelike. So it's got everything but procedural generation, which is very unfortunate because it's a pretty cool game. What really draws me to the game is its graphics, of course, but you know, it's cool. Sometimes graphics make a game. Of course, gameplay makes a game too, and the gameplay is very simplistic. But it's tried and true methods, you know, dungeon crawling and all that sort of stuff. Now, you have noticed probably that I have been only attacking goblins, and having said that, here is a skeleton. I've only actually seen 2 types of bad guys, and that is skeletons and goblins. They are in the same places. The placement of the bad guys is not randomly generated either. Again, unfortunate. Perhaps if the developer had more time, then a procedural, the procedural code for the game could have been developed, but alas, we do not have it in this iteration of the game. So it is very unfortunate. Anyway, I'll stop harping on about that. The lighting effects are very cool. Now, of course, you didn't have lighting effects like that on the Game Boy, but that that they exist, I think is it kind of makes the gameplay, not the gameplay, sorry, the Game Boy style graphics much more, I guess, new-fi and therefore interesting. Because everyone's seen Game Boy graphics. I mean, if you didn't own a Game Boy, what the hell? Even I owned a Game Boy, and I didn't own a Nintendo console. So there you go. Of course, if you didn't own a Game Boy, sorry to make you feel bad, but you are a terrible person. But in all seriousness, even if you haven't seen a Game Boy, or even if you haven't owned a Game Boy, sorry, you still know, you know, what it looks like, I think, anyway. A lot of people do. Oh, that guy there. So that's basically the long and short of the game. You just continue on and kill stuff. I've got a heavy sword now, which is pretty cool. And you get the key. But the basic premise of each level is you get the key, you then find the locked door, and that was not it. And go proceed to the next level, killing monsters along the way. Alright, I think I've actually hit the start, maybe? Yeah. In any case, that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like the game, then you can actually pick it up on the 7-Day Roguelike website. Of course, the link is in the description. Unfortunately, the developers, as far as I can see anyway, don't have a website, which is unfortunate, because it means they only made this game for the jam, and they're not really interested in, you know, developing it further, at least as far as I can see. But in any case, if you liked what you saw today, then do please remember to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at ThePixelPirate. This has been your host, The Pixel Pirate. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.